God. Well, so Ellie, let's talk about our favorite person,
Yes.
Bill freaking Barr. I have to say that I was thrilled. Good riddance to Bill Barr. What a menace he's been. Oh, yes. So that's the first time I've seen that. We have a bye-bye from for Donald
Bye
Trump, and
bye.
now we've got
Oh,
there it
okay.
is. Yeah, there it is, and now we've got a
Well,
Bill
listen, you're
Barr
going to get to do that
perspective.
as everyone exits in the coming weeks when Jared Kushner, I mean, they'll all leave together, but you'll have it
Yes.
for Kushner and Stephen Miller, and you can use that
Oh,
that drop as much as you need in the next few weeks.
I
This is
can't
its
wait to
time.
see. I can't wait to see what our team comes up with when Stephen Miller exits
Oh
the White
goodness.
House. We
Yeah.
already have a
Yeah.
running in memoriam, but I have a feeling that our creative team has something special for Stephen Miller's departure.
They need to step
So
up.
Bill,
Yeah.
yeah, so I have full faith in them. So Bill Barr's out, and the timing of this, of course, cannot be missed here. That it was right
Yeah.
as Joe Biden was declared the winner by the by the Electoral College. He can't have a minute. He just can't bask in the glory for a minute. Nope. Donald Trump
Right.
has to come in and ruin it. And they released this resignation letter. Can you just please talk to me about this resignation letter? Because
Yeah.
frankly, it was bonkers.
This resignation letter, it's a page long, but it was impossible to get through. It was such an embarrassment, such a slobbering mess. And by the way, Tara, I want to do for you and the viewers, I'm going to do a dramatic reading of parts of it, if I may. Um,
Please,
before
please do.
before before I do, however, let me just make sure people understand. This is not the way it works. Attorneys general almost always, certainly the last several, stay in office until January 20th, and then they go along with the president. And to leave 30 days early, or I guess he's leaving on December 23rd, to leave 3-4 weeks early is very unusual. And everyone says, well, what happened? Who fired who? Who dumped who? That kind of thing. It was clear that it was over. The minute Bill Barr, for really the first time in his tenure, showed any backbone, independence, and credibility and stood up and said, we've not found massive election fraud, it was over at that point. It was just a question, is he getting fired or is he going to resign? And I think this was a
Right.
way for Bill Barr to save a little bit of face and perhaps distance himself from the real laughing stocks, the Rudies and the Jenna Ellis constitutional law attorneys out there. At the same time, he's trying to change the narrative because, I remember from psychology class, freshman year in college, there's primacy and recency, right? You tend to remember the first thing someone did and the last thing. And I think he's hoping that if he goes out on a little bit of a principled note, although this letter does not help that we'll remember him better. But remember, doing the right thing and standing up one time after the election, after they're all on their way out, does not even begin to outweigh, undo the prior 2 years. Okay, so now I'm going to offer you a reading of this letter along with I'm going to break out of character and give some explanation, if I may.
I should have
All
brought
right.
a drink with me. I only have water today. This is pure entertainment here.
I'm putting on my reading glasses so I look smart like Homer Simpson when he reads. Okay. Dear Mr. President, I appreciate the opportunity to update you this afternoon on the department's review of voter fraud allegations in the 2020 election and how these allegations will continue to be pursued. Okay, pause. This is, well, I don't like to swear on air. I was going to add, but I heard you swear.
Oh, you
This
can.
This is complete and utter BS. Okay. There is no reason on earth in a farewell letter, a thank you for having me, I resign letter, you would say, oh, Mr. President, just a few hours ago, I briefed you on such and such. It was such an honor. This is not the reason this is in here is this is what Trump wants. He's throwing him a raft so that Trump can say, oh, no. When the next time someone says to him, but DOJ looked and they didn't find anything, he goes, no. They're still looking. Bill Barr told me they're still looking. Same way OJ's still looking for the killer. They're still looking, right? This is a complete sop to Donald Trump. And whatever credit Bill Barr gets for taking that stand a couple weeks ago, he undoes a heck of a lot of it here. Okay. Now we're on to the really juicy, dramatic part. Okay. All right. I am greatly honored that you called on me to serve your administration and the American people once again as Attorney General. I am proud to have played a role in the many successes and unprecedented achievements you have delivered for the American people. Your record is all the more historic because you accomplished it in the face of relentless, implacable resistance. Here comes anger time, okay? We went from mushy talk, now it's anger time. Your 2016 victory speech in which you reached out to your opponents. Footnote, that was the American Carnage speech. Okay.
Right.
In which you reached out to your opponents. Where am I? Hold on, I'm getting too dramatic here. And called for working together for the benefit of the American people was immediately met by a partisan onslaught against you in which no tactic, no matter how abusive and deceitful, was out of bounds. The nadir, I looked that up, that means the low point. The nadir of this campaign was the effort to cripple, if not oust, your administration with frenzied and baseless accusations of collusion with Russia. Few could have weathered the attacks. Few could have weathered these attacks, much less forge ahead. It's like George Washington crossing the Delaware. Forge ahead with a positive program for the country. You built the strongest, you all this. Okay, let me pause. All right.
Ellie, listen, you've got another career waiting for you. If this, political commentary thing, this book writing stuff doesn't work out, you got a chance in Hollywood. So I got an agent for you.
Thank you. I look, this is I'm really in this because I'm hoping to catch someone's eye for dramatic readings. But here's what he's doing. Okay. He's kissing up to Donald Trump in a disgusting way that you should not do. Look, there's nothing wrong with the Attorney General saying it's been an honor to serve you. I'm privileged to have been part of your policy, whatever. But all this, is ridiculous. And the crazy part is he's lashing out at Donald Trump's perceived political opponents, frenzied and baseless, abusive and deceitful. And William Barr is redoing his original sin, which we all know was he lied to the public about the Mueller report in a way that, and I spend time on this in the book, that completely got Donald Trump off the hook when he probably never would have. I think by lying to the public about the Mueller report, and then remember, Bill Barr lied to us about that report. He gave us his 4 pages and held that report back for 27 days.
Yep.
While public opinion solidified around his false narrative.
Right.
And what does he do here?
What he was doing with that.
100%. He said, we had to redact. I talk about this in the book. I redacted a million things. Look, when you're the Attorney General and you have the entire DOJ at your disposal, you can get that thing redacted in less than 27 days. And by the way, remember, Mueller gave him summaries. He said, Bill Barr, these are my summaries. I've already redacted them. They're good to go. Please just issue them. And that's what prompted Mueller to say, what are you doing? I gave you summaries. And Barr was like, right. Right. Yeah. So, but Bill Barr doubles down on that here. He goes back to a collusion hoax, this and that, despite all the findings that the investigation was well-founded, that it was necessary and proper to start it, and that while there wasn't quite a chargeable federal crime, no question there were dozens of contacts and efforts to make contact between Trump campaign and Russia. And then the one other thing I want to point out about the letter.
It was real colluding at Asha Rangappa, you say.
It was. And look, no collusion. Okay, maybe, but they sure as hell tried. They weren't good at it, but they tried. And then the thing that really gets me is it takes him, here's the letter, okay? It takes him until here, the last sentence of the last paragraph, to even mention the men and women of law enforcement who selflessly, often thanklessly, risk their lives. If you're writing a letter like this, the only themes, the only through lines, points 1 and 1A are, thank you for the honor of serving you and the people, the people of this great nation. But I mostly want to thank and show respect to the selfless, dedicated career public servants who make this institution what it is. That is a no-brainer. Even if you don't mean it, fake it, Bill Barr. But he's not even good enough. And then I just want to point out, he closes with, wishing you, Melania, and your family a Merry Christmas and a blessed holiday season. God bless. And I want to say I have no problem with that. I don't, except he capitalizes the B in God bless. So I was almost going to say he nailed that last sentence, but why would you capitalize the B in God bless? I understand the capital God, but bless? Am I missing something?
Yeah, that was like some kind of secret QAnon message to the evangelicals. They're like, they're all in the same bucket, and when the rapture comes, don't worry, we'll all go together. I mean, who knows? These people are all lunatics, and Bill Barr and his antics. You called Bill Barr a disgrace, and you're right. He is an absolute disgrace.